Last one, huh? Hi, welcome to the Sunday session with me, Angus Coutts. This is quite a monumentous occasion for me because this is number 10, the 10th Sunday session. When I started doing this 10 weeks ago, I didn't think it was going to reach the heights of being viewed by upwards of tens of people, so very exciting for me. We're going to talk a little bit about what my plans are, but first let's get into this by putting a record on. Now, the record that I'm going to be putting on today is one of my favourites. This is an artist that I saw supporting Scroobius Pip vs. Daniel Sack at the Liquid Rooms a few years back. I'm a huge fan these days now. It is Sarah Williams-White. This is her record from a few years back called Of the New World. It's 5 years old, this is now. She's great. I'm going to pop this on. That's that starting up there. Yeah. Let's talk about whiskey then. The whiskey that I'm going to be drinking today is a favourite of mine. It is one of my all-time go-tos. Always got a bottle in the house, and it is going to be a fresh open today as well. It is Laphroaig's 10-year-old. Absolutely love this stuff. Real smoky from the island of Islay, and I'm not sure if they're still doing it because I've not been paying much attention to it. But when you buy a bottle, or at least when you bought a bottle, you used to actually be given a little code where you could enter into it on their website, and you claim part of their peat bog, where they get their peat for smoking the butter grain. Cool, I've just realised I've not got a glass, so pause. So this is a bit where I wandered off for a few seconds. Apologies for that. I just want to identify something that's on the bookshelf there. I got asked what my gift voucher was on the top shelf. It's actually a flyer for my Fringe show last year called Shit Hipsters that I did with the amazing Billy Babylons and Michael Welch. We hoped to bring it back this year, but we didn't because the Fringe is cancelled. Anyway, I'm coming back. And he's back. So yeah, cut a glass now. Let's get this poured up. I'm gonna miss these measures. Okay, let's get into it. Episode 10. What we're gonna talk about. What we're gonna look towards. Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to come out and say it. This is the last one, guys. The very last Sunday session. That doesn't mean I'm not going to be making stuff in the future, so keep your eyes on both my Twitter, my Facebook page, my Instagram. You can find me on all those things, and once I've got something going on, you'll be the first to know about it then. But as far as the Sunday session in this format goes, this is the end. This is the last dance, except instead of Michael Jordan and the 98 Bulls winning a championship, you've got me drinking whiskey and listening to underground electronic music so I don't get copyright striked like I did with Bob Dylan. Cool. We've started to relax lockdown a little bit here in the UK, and that is what I kind of want to talk about, because I don't know about you guys, but for the last 10 weeks this has been really hard for me. But then as we're coming towards the end of it, as things start to open up, when you start being able to go out and see people again, and life starts to very slowly move back towards being normal again, then I'm thinking about the things I'm going to miss about this. That huge thing that I don't worry right now about money so much. Obviously I am worried about it, I need to be able to eat, but I've managed to, through the Buy Me a Coffee thing, and I've got a fairly good support network as well if I absolutely needed it, but money has not been a huge thing. I've just not been paying a bill. There's a bill that I've got from Power, and Scottish Power can wait. That's fine. But I don't sleep over it, whereas I did before. And that's been one of the things I've quite enjoyed about lockdowns. I've not been so stressed about money, about that kind of material stuff. I'm not spending as much as I was before as well. Money just doesn't really come into my head as much as it did. And I have found over the last few days, as we start moving towards being able to be out again, it's starting to creep into my head again, because I'm going to have to get a job. I'm going to have to do something for work. I'm going to have to somehow find money again, you know? So that's one thing. I also speak to my family more. We have a weekly family pub quiz. I hope that kind of continues, but then, you know, once lockdown's over, people are back to work. You know, I work as a tour guide. I'll be out sometimes Sunday nights. A stand-up. If I get a gig, I'll be out at that, so I won't be able to participate in that. And I think that'll be a real shame because I've enjoyed connecting with my family more. Going out for huge walks. I walk for a living, as a walking tour guide. I walk and point at things, and I love it. But I've really enjoyed kind of exploring Edinburgh over the last few weeks as well. Going to places where I wouldn't normally go with a tour and getting into some sort of more esoteric history as well, which has been great fun. I'm looking forward to reading again. I've managed to read one book in lockdown. I'll give you £100 if you can tell me what that book is. You'll never be able to guess what that book is, and even if you did, I would say you got it wrong. I've been really enjoying creating these videos and working on kind of online content, which these things, these are just for me to work on editing and presenting, and also almost like a form of weekly journal as well, just to talk about stuff. And as much as I've enjoyed that, I just can't wait to get back doing actual proper live interactions with people again, whether that's tour guiding or stand up. That's what I miss the most, being on stage or in front of people and talking. I'm a little bit of a narcissist when it comes to that, so Did you see the stand stream again? I was very thrilled to be invited back on that. It was so weird because I did the first one, the Red Raw section, and I recorded a minute, and more than half of that got cut. I was on it for about 30 seconds, but I got a really, really positive reception from the audience, from what I heard, and from what I saw. I definitely read the comments because I'm a narcissist, like I said. But yeah, I got an email on Thursday asking if I could create something for yesterday's show. I was really excited because some of the biggest names in comedy have been on that as acts. They've had, like, just yesterday I had John Oliver and Omid Jalili. They've had the likes of Tom Stade, Frankie Boyle, Daniel Sauce. These are big names. And then also in the Scottish scene, people that I both look up to and respect as peers. They've been on it and absolutely smashed it, and I always felt I was underneath that level, way below, and definitely I still am. But to be asked to come back and do an actual set, that was, oh wow, what a thrill, man. I'm recording this on Sunday the 31st of May. Tomorrow's the 1st of June, and tomorrow I'm meant to be at the Stand Edinburgh doing Red Raw, but this time for 10 minutes. It was meant to be my first 10 minutes. That was meant to be tomorrow, and that's obviously not happening. But getting to do that this weekend, wow, it's a big rush. I know quite a lot of comics write goals, they're what they want to achieve in a year. I certainly do that as well. One of mine was to be featured at Best of Red Raw during the Fringe. Now the Fringe isn't happening this year, but I feel like getting invited back. I'm taking it off, all right? I'm taking it off. Bass sounds a little bit weird on that. I hope it's a record player, not the speakers. The speakers are really good. Anyway, let's move on, talk about some other stuff. I will be creating more. I hope you guys will stay in touch as well. Like I say, I've got the Twitter, the Facebook, and the Instagram. You can find me on all of them. The last thing I want to talk about today, the last thing I want to address is what's going on in the States just now. There was the murder of George Floyd by the police in Minnesota, and there have been protests, and I think it's just insane to me that, first of all, the police still think they can get away with doing stuff like that, and that people aren't going to be angry, people aren't going to rise up, because of course that's going to happen. The people that are saying, oh, they shouldn't be getting violent, they shouldn't be protesting violently just now, they're the same people that were upset when they peacefully knelt during the national anthem, when they peacefully raised a fist during the national anthem. When you keep telling people they've got to protest non-violently and then ignore their non-violent protest and continue to murder them in the streets, then of course they're going to get violent. I'm not rich just now. I'm not rich at all. But I've chucked a few my dollars the way of a few of the bail funds that are kicking about in the States. I've got friends in Philadelphia, and I saw videos and pictures yesterday from Broad Street and in front of City Hall, and it's hard to watch. So I've chucked some links down below, and instead of buying me a coffee this week, I would actually hope that you would, or ask that you maybe drop some money for these bail funds, because people are going to get arrested and it shouldn't just be the rich that get out of jail. That was a fun way to end it. I'll tell you about another thing then, just to like that, so we don't end on such a negative thing to talk about. One of my favourite clubs in Edinburgh, as far as comedy goes, is Monkey Barrel Comedy. You got the two big ones in Edinburgh. You got the Stand Comedy Club and Monkey Barrel Comedy. The Stand have been great for me. But Monkey Barrel is the room that I've played more than any others in the city. They gave me my first bit of paid work. I absolutely love Monkey Barrel Comedy. So they are in the same position. And they've come up with a great idea, which I think everyone should get into. And you can tell, I play records, I drink whiskey, I'm a bit of a hipster. They have started a Kickstarter with 3 of last year's Fringe shows being released on vinyl. They need to make $8,000. They've made just under 6 so far, so it looks like it's on track for that. There's a link down there for their Kickstarter as well. I guarantee you, I've seen 2 of the shows live. The third one I've not seen. I have seen the act doing a headline set in a club. I know they're all high quality, so you should definitely be buying one or all 3 of them. Well, guys, it's been emotional. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your lockdown. I hope you enjoy the weather as it is happening. And yeah, hit me up on the socials. I'll be chatty. Bye. Shots.